Oh my god, of course, yeah, they'd skip to another scene, of course.
That must have been recent because he's still limping.
Dude, the guy with the chainsaw just kicked the door in. Okay, well, that's a Metal Gear Solid move. Hide in the locker. I guess that works.
You know what? In a lot of these games, like Alien Isolation did the same thing.
Right.
So that might be becoming a thing now. But obviously, there's a lot of scare tactics to it, too, because you have a limited, as a character, you have a limited field of view.
Oh my god, the chainsaw sound effect. Oh my god.
I just got shivers right there.
Can you imagine being in that locker? Imagine being in that locker. If I was in that, first of all, I'm too fat to fit in that locker. Second of all, that whole locker would be shaking. The whole thing would be shaking because how terrified I am. He's ripping the room apart! Okay, dude, you calm that shit down. I hope he runs out of gas. So here's a classic scene in a lot of survival horror Slender style games. He's currently looking for you, and you gotta, I would assume, try and get past this event, as in find a way to get away from him.
Right. I like that there has a stealth mechanic to the game. I mean, you're seeing it right here.
Right.
Hide in the shadows, be as quiet as you can, which Splinter Cell does that, but it's not.
Oh, shit!
Oh my god, run!
Dude, how are you not dead? How are you not? Look at him, dude! He can't even fucking run! Oh, dude, he almost lost his ass. Like, a whole chunk of his ass was about to be lost. Everything about makes me want to see him get a gun and just turn around and pop this fool.
You know, I was just thinking about that too. I mean, you see the guy's holster, and I'm like, well, where the hell did the guy's gun go?
Probably when he got strung up. Probably when he got strung up, or whoever captured him.
Yeah, exactly. I'm hoping that, this obviously is a trailer. We'll
Get
find out a little bit more about that.
Holy shit! Oh my god.
Wow.
Okay. I can get behind that. See, if this was me in the elevator right now, I would have been like, oh my god, and all of a sudden I would have been like, I would have farted, because, like, that's just how I release my stress when I'm getting chased after by a guy with a chainsaw. Yeah, he's out of cigarettes, that sucks. That's why, ladies and gentlemen, you get a vaporizer. Now, I would assume we're going to see... Yep. So now it's more jump scares, and hopefully we're going to see more of the action combat in the game. This is awesome. This feels like Resident Evil 4 right now. This is great.
Did this pull Silent Hill moment?
Yeah, it did, because everything was dark inside and shaking, and now he's outside and it's bright, and everything around the mansion is destroyed.
Right.
So yes, it did pull a Silent Hill. Here's where you're going to stay, and you're not going to go away from it.
Right.
So that was the prologue, and now we're getting into another part of the game. And I already don't like it. You're running up to an abandoned shack in the woods. And it looks like I think he's got his gun now. I could be wrong. It looks, yeah,
it looks like he's got a gun in his holster.
He's got his gun now, so hopefully we get to see some gunplay.
I want to say sorry to the YouTubers. I just got a brand new puppy, and we're still going through the housebreaking process. So, just wanted to say I'm sorry about that. Obviously, it's reasonable. She's a little 5-month-old pup. Okay, so now that you said that, we're gonna go ahead and kind of talk less about the game real quick. Next podcast, you will be holding that dog, introducing that dog to our viewers. I definitely will. Okay. She is a rambunctious one. She's a German Shepherd Lab mix. Okay. Just went to the vet, placed her at 5 months old. So, gunplay! Here we go!
Very Resident Evil. I love it.
Yeah, and one of the things I'm noticing is that he's taking his time. I mean,
Right.
that should be how it is. Ammunition should be a premium in this game,
Right.
which I would expect it is. Classic revolver. Oh my God! Light him on fire.
That's right.
That's how you do it.
You gotta burn the bodies when you kill them. You don't want them getting
That's
back up. So what I feel like is going to happen here is this shack is going to get raided. If this is anything like Resident Evil 4, this shack is about to get yes, it is. Here comes the entire village to raid this fucking shack. So, did you ever play Resident Evil 4?
No.
Okay, so saying that, what he's going to do here is he's going to fortify this entire room and then this second floor. As they bust into the first floor, see, like, he just set 2 mine traps in the second floor windows. And here they come.
Yeah. Now, I've noticed this. I mean, these villagers look like they're possessed.
They do. They have glowing eyes, absolutely. God, this feels just like Resident Evil 4. This is great. This is what I wanted. You can tell that Capcom took Resident Evil away from this man and butchered it with Resident Evil 5 and Resident Evil 6. They just butchered Resident Evil. But that's besides the point. This is great. This is the kind of action that I want from my survival horror games. I don't want to just take an M16 and blast the shit out of zombies because other games already do that. I want a handgun, I want a revolver with a limited amount of ammo, and I have to take my time and aim at my enemies.
Yeah, and see, and that's I think that's where you and I differ as far as the horror genre is concerned. I tend to like, Dead Space 2. Dead Space 3 was just a failure in my opinion. And obviously the Fear and Fear 2. Absolutely love those games as well.
Well, see, talking about Dead Space, now Dead Space is a futuristic survival horror game. I want fast-paced gunplay. I want to get rushed and bum rushed and scared. So that's cool. That's fine. And then Fear is a different kind of horror game. This survival horror. Survival means that you have to survive.
Yes.
It doesn't feel like you have to survive if you have a whole freaking
arsenal.
10-ton arsenal. Oh god. Oh god. What is that thing? What the fuck is that thing, man? What is that? Oh my, it's crawling towards him. Run, dude, run! Oh shit!
Whoa.
What? Okay.
Whoa.
Okay. Okay, well, there's another game for 2014 I can put on my list. There's another 2014 game.
Oh my god.
So,
what an ending to that trailer.
Jen, tell me a little bit about what we just watched there.
Okay, my mind's kind of blown here. Let me collect my thoughts. Unfortunately, there's really not much information about the Evil Within as far as, overall. I mean, there's not much information about the plot. The detective's name is Sebastian Castellanos. And apparently...
So, if his name's Sebastian, that means he must be a butler part-time, because...
No clue. But apparently he saw his fellow officers get slaughtered, and he was eventually ambushed and then knocked unconscious. And I think that's how he ended up hanging upside down. There's really not much in the way of plot as far as, the internet's concerned. And so... it's good that Bethesda has been able to keep so tight-lipped, and especially in an industry where gamers like ourselves, are always trying to find that last bit of information to be able to kind of just gnaw on. It's good that they're finally saying no, we're going to keep this thing tight-lipped and make people play it and really enjoy it for what it is. And for whatever reason, EA always has problems with things getting leaked. Mass Effect 3 is a big one. Obviously, Battlefield, was it Hardline? Also had a really massive leak.
Right. Evil Within. What is your hype rating on that, sir? Coming from a guy that didn't play much Silent Hill and Resident Evil, I want your honest hype rating for this game.
Oh man, I'm virgin on a 10 out of 10.
Oh, what? Okay. Okay.
Because,
All right.
I mean, like, even if I don't play it,
Right.
my wife would love this game. I mean, shit, I'll watch you play it on Twitch.
So
I mean-
what you're saying is when the game comes out, I need to come over to your place and we all watch your wife play.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. Okay. All right. Evil Within from this guy right here. We talked about last podcast. 10 out of 10 is a perfect game. 10 out of 10 is a perfect game. And I'm going to give it to you right now. Resident Evil 4, for a survival horror game that was made by that director, that company, with that engine, that was a perfect game. That was a game from Resident Evil 1, Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 3, and all of the Silent Hills. That was a culmination of all of that talent coming together and making a perfect game. That was 10 out of 10. Evil Within, 10 out of 10. Giving it to it. I'm saying it. It's going to be a 10 out of 10. I liked what I saw about the hot swapping of guns. It looks like there's a quick section where you can switch between guns and reload. It doesn't look like there's a menu that you have to press start to go to, and it just stops the gameplay. The gameplay continues. It doesn't stop. So I'm excited to play it. I liked it how he had the lantern, and then he threw the lantern on the ground, and it burned the one guy up because he didn't really have any ammo left. He put up trip mines, so when they came through the windows, as soon as they came through the windows and their foot hit the ground, it blew them sky high. I like that. There was a scene in Resident Evil 4 where Leon Kennedy had to lock himself inside of a room, or I'm sorry, a two-floor mansion, and or I should say cabin. It was bigger than a cabin, though. But and he had to lock the doors. He had to push the bookcases in front of the windows and the doors so that they couldn't get through while he was trying to set up traps. But
Gotcha.
you can definitely tell that this game was a continuation of Resident Evil 4 where he wanted to go with survival horror. I'm excited to play it. I'm happy to hear that it's got a 2014 release. So if everything goes good this year, we're going to have AC Unity, Shadow of Mordor, and Evil Within to look forward to play. Routine, still have yet to hear a release date, but that would be great as an indie game to play later. Those are my final thoughts. Jen, any final thoughts? Anything you want to bring up? Or
On the Evil Within, I'm hoping that as a true horror survival, you have limited inventory space, and more than anything, I would like to be able to see mines, like those mines, actually strapped onto his holster someplace, whether it be on his belt or actually his holster itself. And that, one of the nice things of the gameplay was if you start acquiring too much equipment, that actually makes your sound level actually increase because they start clanging together. So maybe they'll do that. Maybe that'll be part of like their extreme mode.
see, that would be cool because then also it would slow you down.
It slows you down too. Exactly.
But I think from what it seems like is if you get things in the game, there's going to be, like, let's say you get a shotgun. You're going to get a back strap for your shotgun. You'll be able to see the shotgun in the back strap. So I would assume you're only going to be able to carry what would actually be able to be physically viewed on your character. But, I mean, that's just me saying things. I wouldn't mind if, he got a Leon S. Kennedy briefcase or a typewriter room that had all of my ammo and guns in a giant box that secretly transferred to another room. That's right. That's right. Bring back the typewriter rooms only because when you went in them, they had that safe music inside of them. You just felt like you were safe in that room until you played Resident Evil 3 and Nemesis busts through it, and then the typewriter room music stopped while you're getting stomped into the floor. You're getting curb stomped and your teeth are going everywhere like popcorn. But I could talk about survival horror games all day. That was AC Unity, Shadow of Mordor, Routine, and The Evil Within. This has been our second episode of the Safe Mode Podcast. GenAce, anything you want to say to our viewers, our YouTube?
You know what? Thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. I know Grave appreciates it. And we hope you really enjoy our show. So thanks again.
Just want to say the same thing. Internet, thank you very much for viewing. That was episode 2 of the Safe Mode Podcast. We're going to go ahead and sign out, and I'll let the music die off. Have a good night, Internet.
Good night.